5, 4,
3,
2,
1.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
It is Tuesday night for us, Wednesday morning for you guys. You know what that means.
Bible study.
Bible study.
Yes.
So every single Wednesday, guys, at 7 o'clock California time, we have Bible study at the church.
Interactive
Bible study. It's the only time to really be interactive with us because our devotionals, we pre-record them. That way they can come out for you in the morning.
Yep.
Sunday service, I'm on stage, so I can't be interactive. So Wednesday is a perfect time. We go live, 7 o'clock. The only thing I ask is that, because usually you're monitoring.
I monitor Sundays as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, even though he's not interactive on Sundays, you guys are interactive on Sundays.
With each other,
everybody's interactive with one another. And it's such a beautiful family community. Everybody knows each other on there. I love the way the family greets a lot of the newcomers or a lot of the new people that are on there. It almost feels like, the same way when people they walk into the building and everybody gets greeted, like a family here in the church itself. That's exactly what it feels like online, guys. Like the same way you get greeted personally, physically, is the same way you get greeted literally online.
Yeah.
Everybody embraces you. They make you feel welcome. They make you feel like family. And it's pretty cool. It really, really is, because you get noticed the moment you come on to the community, the family, and you're making comments. It just feels really amazing. So make sure that you do go on there and you say hello. If you're new, welcome, and just get on there and just start saying hello to people, because trust me, you will be noticed, and you will be embraced, and you will be welcomed.
Yeah. So Wednesday night, every single Wednesday for the last 10 years, we've had a Bible study, and it's a perfect time. We pick a topic, and we ask people to ask questions or whatever pertaining to the study.
Yeah.
And we try to. Well, I don't like the word try, because we do.
Yeah.
Get through the scriptures and make it where you're going to learn the actual context of the biblical context of what was going on, what was happening, who was written to, why was it written, and how does that apply to our life.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing, because so many people say, man, I want to read the Bible. I want to learn how to apply it, and I just can't. It's hard for me. And that's why God has raised up teachers. And the Bible says that he raises teachers and he gives gifts to teach in order to help the people.
Yeah. And, the only thing I ask on Wednesdays, if you are, because there's so much, there's so many comments. Interaction going on Wednesdays. The only thing is, I do ask that if you are asking a question, that you actually put question in front of your question, so that I know that it is a question that you're asking. Because a lot of the times you are interacting, I won't know if you're asking a question or not. So it is important that if you are asking a question relating to the topic that we're talking about, make sure you put question on there so that I know that you are asking.
So in case you forget that by tonight, which I forget stuff, I'll try to remember to say that again.
Well, I usually
you got to remind me.
Yeah, I usually do.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, hopefully you were able to see yesterday's devotional. And not only that, but the conversation I had with Chola Trucker.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think it was really good, really edifying. I'm getting a lot of comments from men and women saying, now this is two men conversation. Because I think people get sometimes tired of just grown men talking like kids, and it's and that's why I purposely told him, I don't want to talk about certain things. I just want some grown man conversation going on.
But it was just such a good topic that even
topics.
Yeah, there were amazing topics that just even had to do with family that even women can relate to, And
well, there's a lot of women that commented that said, "Man, this needed to be said."
It was amazing because we have a lot of single mothers out there that can relate to the blended family situation and everything. and we go through a lot of those moments when we have when we come into that blended family situation, which I love that topic that you guys spoke about. So I think it was amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah. So what I'm waiting for is for Sharon to have a conversation with one of your sisters.
Yeah, that's gonna be
That's
awesome.
what I'm waiting for.
And I know everybody's waiting for you to have a conversation with me. I know everybody's kind of waiting to hear my testimony as well, and we're gonna get to that, guys.
Yeah. So we were looking. I was looking because I'm able to go on YouTube and look at the analytics. Analytics is basically everything behind the scenes of the ages, from the ages of people that view us more demographically, where they're at in the world, what gender, and it's like 90% males that watch this, and I'm like, where's all the sisters at? So maybe Sharon should start talking to some sisters to bring some women to watch this channel. I was very surprised about. I wonder how accurate that is, though, because honestly, let's say there's couples. Most of the time,
a lot of the times it's families that are watching.
Let me finish what I was going to say before I forget, because I tend to do that. I always forget. Is, for instance, all of the phones in this family are in my name.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not an accurate description, because maybe if you watch, does it show that it's a female watching? I wonder. I don't know how that. No, actually, it works on the YouTube account.
My YouTube account.
Yeah,
is
you're right.
Mine. Yeah,
you're right. So
I have my own YouTube account.
So, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Where's the sisters? So maybe Sharon needs to.
Maybe I need to do some cooking or something.
Something.
I don't know. I gotta spice it up, girls.
Something's got to be done. Something's got to budge here.
I gotta share some recipes.
Yeah, but the analytics are a trip, and it's like we're like 99% United States, or no, 97, and then I think Mexico's 3%, and then like points a bunch of other countries.
Yeah.
A few in Europe, South Africa, some of the English-speaking countries. But yeah, it's mostly United States. And then it breaks it down. If I click United States, the map pops up, and it's like 80% California.
I think I'm opening up a little bit more, guys. I think I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I know we've been really, really busy, and there's just been a lot going on the last several months, and everything. But I think as things have come into place more at the church, as things have gotten a little bit better, and just things seem to be falling into place, just generally within the church and here at home and just everything. I think it's just going to be able to free us up a little bit to be able to just give a little bit more of ourselves, and for me to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable to say, okay, maybe now it's time for me to be able to share a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling more comfortable speaking and engaging, because I think before it was a little bit harder for me to engage and to do all of that. I was just it wasn't the same. Yeah. But now I am feeling more comfortable. I think that I'm finding myself talking to a lot of the sisters and the brothers a lot more. I know people by name now, because it's just easier now that I've physically and personally know people, and I have actually gotten to know them. Like, we went to Arizona and I got to meet people physically, and I know them.
Oh, they watch this channel.
Yeah, I know them by face now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this person. And so many people that have come to the church now that have literally walked into the church, and we know them. Things have just changed for me. My perspective has changed. Yeah. I think I feel so much more comfortable now. And it has allowed me to now more freely speak, and kind of, it makes me feel like I'm talking to them directly now.
Yeah.
And I think that has really made me feel a lot more comfortable. So saying that, guys, what that helps me now, it kind of, there's so many topics that are going through my mind now that I'm like thinking, well, maybe I should talk about this topic, and maybe, so I think in time right now that I am going to be able to more freely be able to do that.
Yeah, here's the thing is that because if you scroll back, there's a few videos where I'll be on a bike ride, I'll be whatever, and then I'll stop and I'll do a video because it's a topic on my heart. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing is that my wife is logged into this channel also on her phone. She has her own. That's why when you see her comment, it says Sharon, but she's also logged into this channel. And I can't wait for the day that she feels comfortable enough. If she happens to be doing whatever, to be like a topic pops up and she turns on the camera.
And I've been wanting to, guys, trust me.
And just does it. I don't have to be there. I trust my wife that she's in it. If she puts a video up, that it's going to be awesome,
Yeah.
And obviously, if it's an interview, that's something I can help set up because of the lighting and whatnot. But these phones are so amazing, and the quality is so great. I had so many comments from people when I interviewed some of the guys over there.
Yeah,
they're just like, "What camera are you using?"
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's like it's so easy to just hit record and share your heart. 5-10 minute video.
And there has been times and moments when I'm in the kitchen and there'd be a moment when I'm actually about to bake something or do something, and I feel like the Lord has given me, sometimes even the recipe, a food recipe is actually a recipe of life too. Mm-hmm. And the Lord has given me something, and I'm like, man, God, I wish I could share this.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I really don't know how to maneuver all this. But you've been teaching me so much lately, and I just kind of feel like, okay, one of these days it is going to happen.
But I don't even think you need, because our kitchen is so well lit.
Yeah.
All you need is this tripod, and this is always right there.
But I just feel feel like that day is coming, guys, because I'm getting kind of antsy a little bit to kind of just to share my heart. I'm getting antsy to write a book, and I'm getting antsy to, because I just feel like time's passing so quickly, guys. Time passes by, and I feel like if we don't grab hold of the precious time that we have, it's gonna pass us by so quick, guys. And we have to grab a hold of that and use the gifts that the Lord has given us, and truly share our testimonies. And I feel that God has given us such amazing testimonies so that we can share, and I feel that if I don't share my testimony, I feel like there's just something that needs to come out, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I know that you're just wanting me to share, but and I have the know-how because he gave me a husband who has shown me and taught me so much on how to be able to share so much. So the tools are there, but I just need to have the will to just do it and make that choice to just do it. So just got to do it, guys.
Had an amazing meeting today. I know we're going to get to the verse, guys, but
it all comes in together, guys.
Yeah, Brother Eli today came over. We had a meeting. Eli Contreras, he's an author. If you look him up on the 700 Club, CBN, he also did a testimony just like mine on 700 Club. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, hopefully I remember I'm put his put his link on. Put his link in the description box and in the comment, and I'll pin it. Obviously I can't do that until I wake up. But I had a meeting because he published a book 10 years ago, and he's had some legal issues with it. Somebody else owned it, his story, his biography, his autobiography. He finally got all those rights back. Guess who's going to him publish it? Mm-hmm. Us. And we had some talks about a future movie maybe, and we just had a great conversation. And anyways, there's one time that you left to grab some barbecue real quick. Mm-hmm. Down the street there's a place, man, they're just fresh barbecue. Well, tri-tip actually. Tri-tip. It was tri-tip because you didn't get ribs this time.
No, I just wanted to make you guys some tri-tip sandwiches.
Yeah. So, and I woke up today and I had this thought that I know is from the Lord, and I was half asleep, and it was funny because, and I'm not going to share it right now because I haven't shared it with my wife yet. But it was interesting because I shared it with him because I told him, because he's an evangelist, man. There's not many people, there's a lot of people that call themselves evangelists, and then there's evangelists. This brother is an evangelist.
Absolutely.
He's preached the gospel in Romania, the Philippines, all across the United States. If the Lord tells him, I need you to go to Boston, you know what? A few days later, I'm on Facebook, he's in Boston. You know what I mean? Like, this is what this brother does. And, you know, he's been on 700 Club, his testimony, and we've been wanting to talk. So he finally came, and I shared what the Lord told me, what I felt that the Lord told me. And I said, brother, I need you to confirm something, because you're an evangelist. I said, we are all different parts of the body. I'm going to run this across you. I'm not going to tell you what, because I haven't talked to Sharon yet, but he says, that's from God. And it's something simple. It's not something crazy. It's something really easy.
Now I want to know.
That
I'm
we
going to
can
make
do.
you stop this and tell me.
Really? And then we'll start this again?
And then you'll tell them?
If depending on what you feel.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to tell you?
Yes, stop
All right.
this.
All right, guys. We're back.
Okay.
So
you shared it with me.
I shared it with her. She's in agreement with it.
Yes.
But I'm not going to share it with you guys yet. We're just going to let it roll out in time, because it has to do with this channel, actually. So it's not like it's going to be where you're not going to know. You know, so we'll leave it at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what else were we talking about? That. And yeah, anyways, I shared that with Brother Eli. He's an amazing evangelist, man of God. We're going to republish his book, like I said, so everybody's talked about that.
And that's it, really.
Yeah, that's all I was going to say.
And he went his way, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty awesome, guys.
So today we're going to be going to...
Yeah, this is from a comment, I think, on the Cholo Trucker.
Yes.
Conversation I had, and I might not know exactly how he worded it, but basically it comes down to this question.
Somebody by the name of Dope.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say his exact question, but this has been asked a lot, so I think it has to be addressed.
Yes.
It's basically this: if there's a God, or if there's a loving God, why did I lose my child? Or why did I lose my wife? Why did I lose
a loved one?
Why did this happen? You know, and that is a fair question, man. We've all lost people. If you're alive on this earth, you've lost somebody, because death is a normal part of life, you know. And but to answer this question, we got to go back to the Bible, you know. And the best foundation I could find was in Deuteronomy. And you might not make the relation at first, but guess what, guys? That's why it's relevant Bible talk, and we're going to make it relevant. Amen. Because I do want to give you peace in your heart. It's not going to bring a person back, but maybe it'll help you have some understanding. So what was it, Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy, and we'll start from 5 to 9.
What?
Deuteronomy 6.
Yeah.
5 to 9.
Okay. And like I said, you might not find the relation, but trust me, you will.
David's reading out of the New King James. I'll be reading out of the Message.
Yeah. So verse 5. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates.
And in the Message, it says, love God, your God, with your whole heart. Love him with all that's in you. Love him with all you've got. Write these commandments that I've given you today on your hearts. Get them inside of you, and then get them inside your children.
Ooh.
Talk about them wherever you are, sitting at home or walking in the street. Talk about them from the time you get up in the morning to when you fall into bed at night. Tie them on your hands and foreheads as a reminder. Inscribe them on the doorsteps of your home, doorpost of your homes, and on your city gates.
Okay, first we're going to talk about what this is talking about, because before we can tie this into us, basically God is saying, listen, all the commands that I've given you, you need to talk about it in your house, outside your house, while you're working, while you're sleeping. This needs to be an ongoing thing. Why? Because as us people, we are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
Right? And God knows that. Why? Because he created us. So he understands, right? There's literally things in your brain that when you learn something new things grow. I can't remember the name for it. I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist. But basically, there's new, whatever. I don't remember the name right now. So he's like, you need to not only know these things and repeat these things, the commands I give you, but you need to teach your children. Why is that important? Because if you don't teach your children, it's going to die with you. So you need to teach your children so they can teach their children, and they can teach their children my commandments, right? So that's what God is telling. Why? Because he knows how humans are. Mm-hmm. You know, in the same way we pass down recipes. That's why some people can make something that your mom made, that your grandma made, that your great grandma made, because it got passed down and it was repeated. It was made over and over and over to where it's second nature, and it tastes just like grandma's.
Yes.
Because it was done over and over. But if it stops being made, you forget.
Yeah, it becomes a legacy.
Yeah.
Within that family.
Or you lose it. You know, my mom, because she's older now, she used to make tortillas every single day, and they tasted just like my grandma's. And every day it was a normal thing. But over time, she made them less and less and less, to now she's like, it doesn't come out the way they used to, because it wasn't an ongoing thing. Yeah. You know, so how does that tie in? Well, this is really key and really important, right? Because if God is our creator, in the same way, when you buy a car, literally they'll make a suggestion of only put Chevron, only put Shell, only put BP, only put this, because they understand what's going to make their engines run the best.
Yeah.
Well, God made us in the same way. Matter of fact, he gave us this. What's this?
Water. H2O.
Yeah. He gave us this because he knew that our bodies need this. And if you continue to give your body this, it's interesting. What are we, 80%? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Made up of water. Mm-hmm. So God knows that, right? So he gave us this so we can be healthy. So we can regrow
our body is sustained with
regrow new cells. Our digestive system works better. Your heart works better. Your blood pumps better. You don't get cramps. You don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our brains need this. Our spine need this. Spinal fluid. Everything gets made from this. But imagine if you're like, you know, some of us do. Here's what us men do: is we buy something, don't read the directions, and then we get mad because we can't put it together.
Yeah.
Or don't work right, and we're just frustrated. And then the wife will be like, "Did you read the directions?" No.
No.
Well, then, you know, so imagine, this is what God says, listen, if you drink this, you will be healthy. And teach your children to drink this. That way their children's children will drink this. But we're like, we want to drink this instead. Well, imagine if you never ever drank this, and all you drank was this. Now, somebody might say, oh, that's good once in a while, but I'm talking about literally replacing water with this.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
This is going to affect you over time. It's going to affect your heart.
Yeah.
It's going to infect your kidneys.
Yeah.
It's going to not infect. It's going to affect everything about you. Your body is not designed to live off of this.
Yeah.
So, let's say you drink that for a few months, maybe a year. All of a sudden you start gaining weight, get diabetes. All kinds of stuff happens. So you go to the doctor, you're just like all messed up, things ain't right, you can't sleep, you can't rest, you ain't feeling right, you have the jitters, who knows, whatever it is. And you go to the doctor and they tell you bad news. So what do? You blame God. God, if you really existed, I wouldn't be going through this right now. How's that God's fault? when he told you to do this? This is what you drink. How's it God's fault? How's that God's fault? Now, I know you're saying, what does that have to do with me losing a loved one, right? Do you give advice to your kids?
Of course.
Have you ever gave them advice, right? Because you've been there and done that, and they don't listen, and then something bad happens.
Yeah. All the time.
Right? And what happens? And then they get angry about it, or they get bothered by it.
I can't even say I told you so. Because if I say I told you so, I already know that they're going to... It makes it worse when you say I told you so, because you kind of worry about the repercussions that's going to bring if you tell them I told you so. But it only makes things worse when I say I told you so.
Remember those, like usually in kid movies, whatever, where like something gets knocked over and it hits something that rolls, and then that, like, it cause and effect.
Yeah. So
it's the same thing, guys, in life. This is a fallen world. And because I'm not saying it's your fault, your grandma's fault. I mean, humanity's fault.
Yeah.
That because of that, it has caused and affected disease. It's caused and affected wars. Caused and affected a lot of things, guys. Yeah. And we are now at a point where we just blame God. When he stated in the beginning, listen, follow my commandments, repeat them to yourself, pour that into your children. Now, you still might say, well, what does that have to do with me losing a child? See, here's the thing, right? In the very beginning with Adam and Eve, humanity was placed in the perfect place called the Garden of Eden. And because sin came in, death also came in. I know it's not fair. And I know maybe it's not the answer you want to hear. But the fact is this, is we do not live in a perfect world. We live in a fallen world. And in this fallen world, there is death, there is trauma, there is unfairness.
There's sickness.
There's sickness.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that God's fault? How can that be God's fault? You know, remember our sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she said, David, I have a question. She goes, I believe in God, I get it, but if there's a loving God, why do people starve in the world? Remember?
Yeah.
Why do people starve in the world?
Yeah, I remember that.
And she did not expect my answer. And basically I told her, and again, it's a little late, I don't remember exactly verbatim what I said, but basically it was something like this. I said, do you know that there's enough bread made in this world, enough grain and enough bread to feed everybody a few times over every single day? I said, but corporations and companies and farmers, and they get greedy. So they throw it away. Do you realize, I told her, that there's enough fruit, vegetables, and bread that there should be 3 meals a day for every single mouth on this earth?
Yeah.
You know, and I brought it home because I said, you work at a hospital. Do they throw away food in the cafeteria? She goes, yeah, every day, tons of it. Yet there's hungry people in Tracy.
Yeah.
My mom, I remember her getting mad one time because she went to a grocery store, and because, I don't know what reason, they were getting all the grapes and throwing them into a garbage bin. And my mom's like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, there's a few bad in there, so we got to throw all of them away. I mean, I'm talking bags and bags and bags of grapes. And she's like, but there's hungry people.
Yeah. And I remember the fields. I was asking you one time when I seen them.
The garlic?
I seen fields, and fields go to waste, you know, and I was like, are they ever going to come pick these fields? And they just let the fields go to waste and just burn with the sun. And I was like, well, why didn't they?
So we started picking it, remember?
Yeah. I'm like, why aren't they coming to harvest these fields? And you said, well, sometimes, you know, they have an overabundance of them that they end up burning it. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked that they end up burning it.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? There's what's the word? Demand and what's the
An over demand.
Basically, I can't remember what it is, but here's the thing, right? If there's a certain amount of tomatoes, you can charge more. But if you have more tomatoes than what you need, you got to sell them. You got to sell them quick. So it brings the price of tomatoes down. So what farmers do is they all talk and they're like, listen, I got 5 fields, I got 6 fields, I got 10 fields, and we're going to get this much volume of tomatoes. Man, if we give all of that to Heinz, or if we give all of that to wherever it is they're selling, it's going to bring the cost down, and us farmers are going to make less off each tomato. So why don't you destroy a field, you destroy 2 fields, you destroy 3 fields. That way there's more demand for tomatoes because there ain't that many tomatoes around.
Give an equal amount.
Yeah, and we will get more for each tomato. We'll just destroy some fields. Yet there's people hungry.
Yeah.
So how is that God's fault that people are starving?
Yeah.
It is not.
It's greediness.
So that's just one thing, guys. We live in a fallen world. We live in a greedy world. We live in a world where it makes more money to give you medicine for the rest of your life than to actually work on something that'll actually not heal you. What's
a plan that'll make you healthy?
It makes more money to keep you on medicine than to actually cure you.
Yeah.
And how's that God's fault?
Yeah.
So see, it's an ongoing question. So the real question then is, should we really be directing God when bad things happen? Is it really God's fault? Is it really fair to say, God, why did I lose this? Why did I lose that? When in actuality, we live in a world that is fallen, man. That's why do you think he created a place for us? Because he knows this place is fallen.
Amen.
There's going to be sickness. There's going to be death, for the just and the unjust. Christians die in car accidents too. Christians drown in lakes too.
I know so many good Christians that die of illnesses.
Christians die.
Beautiful Christians.
Christians died of COVID too. Christians have died in wars for the just and the unjust, because it's a fallen world, man.
Amen.
And it's not fair. I get it, but it's the reality.
Yeah.
So, are you tired?
I'm getting
Yeah,
there.
I can tell.
I'm getting
Can
there.
you guys tell?
I'm tired, guys.
Yeah.
It is
8 o'clock.
It's almost midnight here, guys. It's almost midnight. I'm not used to staying
You're
up
like this.
so
Your
late
eyes are
anymore.
going like.
You're getting beady already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting tired, guys.
So, guys, don't put in your body where you're not supposed to, and then blame God. We do it all the time. You know what the church does? I know you're tired. We're gonna finish right here. We ignore all the sins. I'm sorry. We enforce all the sins in the church, but boy, we love gluttony. What does everybody do after church, including us? Oh, where are we going to go eat? But here's the thing. Gluttony kills more people than anything else.
Yeah.
What does
Very
gluttony
true.
lead to? It leads to
Obesity, to everything.
diabetes,
Yes.
heart failure. You name it, man.
Yeah,
What's that one thing that people get their ankles if they eat pork? What's that called? If they eat pork and it flares up. I don't know. I don't remember what it is. But gluttony is a whole other video.
Yeah.
And that causes more sickness and pain and death than anything. But it's weird how that's the one thing the church ignores.
It does, just being unhealthy, and all of that. I honestly, throughout this whole COVID right now, I've gained 34 pounds, in the last year, and I'm not kidding, guys. Honestly, just 30 pounds that I've gained. I feel the unhealthy of the weight that I've put on. I can feel my body hurt. I tell David, just in the last few days, and I'm like, this has really taken a toll on me, just the 30 pounds that I've gained. And I'm like, my body's feeling it, and I just don't like the way it feels. And I'm like, forget that, man. I need to do something about it and get back to where I was, because I'm somebody that has, those health issues, and I don't like to feel those health issues, so I'm like, I got to do something about it. So guys, we definitely got to take care of our temples, and we need to get to know our bodies and take care of ourselves, and make sure that we get that exercise in, and just make sure that we're eating the right things, and just taking the vitamins, or just our supplements, and the things that we treating ourselves good, loving ourselves enough to treat ourselves good. It's so important. I finally, it's taken me years to finally know that, because I have lived a life of being in and out of hospitals and surgeries and brain surgeries and all of that. And trust me, it is not a good life to always be sick and live sick and always be. I came from taking 22 pills and being an advocate in doctor's offices, because I had to learn to listen to my body, and it does not feel good, guys, trust me. So after losing the weight and having the surgeries and having that surgery, I finally felt good about myself. And this last year, this whole COVID thing, a lot of us have probably have come to a place where we have probably gotten a little comfortable. We let ourselves go. We stopped riding our bikes. We stopped being healthy, and we're just kind of like, no, we got to get back, to being healthy and getting back to where we were. So guys, we got to take care of ourselves. That's the one thing that we have to do for ourselves. And just in general, all of us, I'm saying all of us collectively, because that's one thing the Lord wants us to do, is to love ourselves.
Yeah we just got to get back on track. I've been riding my bike. We bought a used Bowflex, so just last night I was setting it up in the garage, and just trying to get back on track, because honestly, let's be honest, how could I say anything about somebody that is addicted to alcohol, but I'm over here overweight? Gluttony's a sin, guys.
Yeah.
Gluttony's a sin. And I know that's not what this topic is about, but that's when it comes.
All of that leads to, honestly, to death.
Yeah. Which does pertain to this topic.
It does pertain to it. It leads to not being on this earth, guys.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, a lot of you don't know, but a few years ago I was 100 pounds heavier than I am now. I'm a heavy guy, but I was 100 pounds, very unhealthy, So we've come a long way. I ended up having weight loss surgery, and that has helped me. But there's no reason to not be more healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And and I've had some brain surgeries. I've had a lot of health issues too, guys. And we have come a long way in so many ways. We've had this pretty hefty journey together, both of us, and we just want to...
I don't want to go back.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
no, we don't.
I don't want to go back. So I myself, I think I gained 32 pounds than where I was, and I don't want to go back, That's why I've been riding. That's why we did the Monterey ride not too long ago. Got this Bowflex set up. I actually tried some exercises today. But man, that garage in the evening is like 20 degrees hotter. So it has to be done in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So guys, we want to be able to lead by example as well. We're not some health freaks. We're not, this perfect, anything, but we always want to lead by example as well.
I just want to get back where we were, which is, for me, 32 pounds. I'm good with that. If it's more, praise God, but
Yeah. But guys, we wish you guys a beautiful morning. Enjoy your coffee. We'll see you guys for Bible study. And don't forget, if you're new here, comment on there. Be interactive with us. Say hello to us, and just let us know that you're on there. We want to hear from you guys, and we want to know that you're there. Just say hello, okay?
Yeah, and if you're not subscribed, now's your chance. Take a chance, and if you like what you're hearing, if you like what it is, please subscribe. That way you get the notifications, and make sure you hit the notification bell. That way, every day the devotional, you have a reminder, and a Wednesday Bible study, and also Sunday service. So, all right, guys.
Absolutely. Bye, guys. We love you guys.
Bye.